Today I was going to chat about when goal setting can be overwhelming and pushes us into lack thinking. And this actually come from the conversation I had with a girlfriend last week. And we were talking personally about how we tend not to think about our big picture goals or our long-term goals because it forces us into this lack thinking and making us compare ourselves to others and just overall making us feel like we can't get to them because they are so big. And I guess what we need to remember, and we even in coaching, we actually tend to focus more on our shorter term goals. We know what our long term goals are, but day to day, it's about those small bite sized things we can do to get us to those long term goals. So I guess when it feels too big, we do tend to fall into that lack thinking. And that's where you start focusing on what you don't have. And that might be money, it might be time. In business, it might be things like enough leads or enough support in admin or something like that. And your goal feels so far off, you go, is it actually even worth it? Is that actually what I want? When it's really just the mindset that you're in. Then we start comparing ourselves to others. For us personally, it's we want to buy a house, but it feels so far away. But then we look at all of our friends and we're like, they've all got houses. And we go, is it too late in life? Is it too far away before we are able to afford it? Our kids will be grown up before we can afford it. Things like that. So we really need to check ourselves and make sure when we're thinking about it, are we coming from a lack space or are we actually thinking about the gain and how far we've come so far already and what we need to do day to get there? We lose confidence when we start comparing ourselves to everybody else and what they've got, and it makes us feel shit, basically. So then we give up on our goals. The other thing is setbacks. So if you might have a setback along the way, and it can knock your confidence as well and make you not even try, you can start to freeze and procrastinate against the goals, and you don't actually want to do the hard stuff because you avoid it because you can't feel like you can actually get in and do it. And for couples, this actually causes so much tension and stress in relationships. And you can get resentful towards each other because one person might want this goal, the other person, it might be too overwhelming for the other person. So we just need to check in with each other and see where you're at in the relationship with your goals. And we also need to look at the narrative in our head. What are we thinking and what are we saying to ourselves? Is it this will never work, we'll never get there? That real lack thinking. There's a really good book we recommend to our client called The Gap and the Gain. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend reading it or listening to it on Audible. It's about focusing on that gain and shifting out of that lack thinking. So some things that you can do to get out of lack is to really zoom in on the one thing you can do today to move forward. Understanding the setback, not everything is a linear process. Setbacks happen and that's okay. Just don't give up. And focus on what is working. So with the gains, it's about focusing on what you've gained or what is working in the process, what the strengths are. Even if they're small wins, you've got to take these wins and celebrate them. And remind yourself why you're doing it and each other in the relationship as well. Also gratitude. So thinking about what you've got, I've been really focusing on this actually lately. Really thinking about and being thankful for what we've got in life at the moment. Because everything you've done in life has got you to this point. So you've really got to be thankful for that. Then surround yourself with people who lift you up. So whether it's your coaches, your mentors, your mates, your colleagues, make sure it's people that lift you up and keep you in that gap space. Game space, I should say, not gap space. And talk to yourself like you would your best mate. What would my best friend say to me if I said this to them? That can really help, and don't beat yourself up about things. So I hope that helps a little bit. And tell me, are you someone that actually goes straight to lack? I know I am 100%. And luckily my husband Clayton, he is really good at being a game thinker. So I need to lean into his thinking a lot more. And yeah, how have you done this? And do you do this when you think about your future goals? Do they seem too far ahead? we tend to really focus on our 3 to 5 year goals with our clients, just because the 10 year can seem so overwhelming in this day and age because we're so busy and we've got so much information coming into us. So we really need to start filtering all that out as well. So tell me, how is goal setting for you?